Hey Blissful Body community, I'm Karen Gottlieb and today we're diving into something incredibly transformative. 5 powerful hip opening exercises designed to release stored trauma and tension in your body. Did you know that tight hips can hold on to emotional baggage? It's true, and it's part of my own personal journey, and I'm here to help anyone who needs help releasing that pain. Whether you're dealing with stress, anxiety, physical discomfort, these exercises will help you find freedom and alleviate that heaviness. Together we'll not only open up the hips, but also create space for healing and relaxation. So are you ready to unlock your hips and reconnect with your body? Grab your mat and let's get started. Okay, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna try to open your hip flexors here in the front of your leg. What makes this complicated is our knee joint, right? So it's hard to stretch the quad sometimes because it might be hard on the knee. So for this stretch, grab maybe a pillow. You could use a yoga block under your knee, or you could roll up towels, anything that just makes it easier on your knee. Good, and then we're gonna put it right against the wall or close to the wall here. And then we're gonna bring the top of your foot to the wall, right? And the knee to whatever you've got there to put under it. We're gonna bring the other leg forward. And for a moment, just rest with your hips forward and see how this feels for you. Make sure your knee's doing okay, right? And then you can even pull your heel away from the wall, or the top of your foot away from the wall. Try to kick your heel to your glute, make that smile line under your glutes again, and then release it. And then bring it away from the wall and just try to squeeze the hamstring and the glutes there to open up the quad. You want to think of keeping this crease of your hip open and forward as you do that, meaning you don't want this to happen as you lift the foot away, right? You want to keep the hip forwards. Good. And then if you're feeling good with this, your knee's okay with this, and you want to try to come up higher, you can bring your hands to your knees, see if you can come all the way up here. So your head won't be against the wall or anything, but you'll just keep pulling your lower stomach in and up. You want to feel like you're tucking your tailbone under a little bit here, right? Just try to hold this position. If you can bring your arms overhead, this could be really good too, open in the chest. You could lean back into the wall a bit. You can also keep your arms here. And what we're gonna try to do is floss our femoral nerve. So sometimes our nerves get locked up, and that can be what's hanging up our hips too. So to do this, you're gonna take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, you're gonna try to tuck your tailbone and then drop your head forward, right? And then you're gonna release it, inhale, and then exhale. Tuck the tailbone. I kind of push with this foot here, the standing foot, into the floor, and then bring the head forward, right? And then inhale, open. Good, exhale, tuck and curls. Try to suck your tummy in and up. Use the abs. You should feel like you're trying to use your abdominal muscles. Inhale, make it a really active stretch. Scoop the tummy in and up, and that'll open up the nerve here. Another thing I like to do is if you reach back here for your foot, you could grab your foot, and then I slowly come forward and I bring my foot away from the wall here. Good, and then I try to maybe twist a little bit. So you can add that in if you feel like that works for you. Again, watch out for your knees, right? That's what makes opening the quad really hard sometimes, is that it can be really hard on the knees. Good, so I'm gonna come out of this and we'll just do a little bit of that on the other side, right? So you just bring the other leg back. You want the top of the foot against the wall here, and then the knee on something, maybe a pillow, a yoga block. Bring the other leg forward. Keep the hips forward. You can just always stick with this. If this is like what you can do today, that's great. And you can just work up to all the other stretches here. But you just want to try to open up the hip, and you want to feel the back of the leg activating as much as you can. So you want to feel that smile under your glutes. You want to feel the hamstring. And again, I'm just going to bring my foot away and then release. And I can feel like it's harder on this side for me to pull my foot away. My hamstrings are not as strong as my left hamstrings. Good, so we're gonna just pull it away, release. Think of the glute working as well here a little bit, you know, creating that smile line. You know, they might cramp a little bit, you know, you might get a cramp in your hamstrings. Good, just trying to keep the crease of the hip open here, right? And then working the back of the leg. okay? Then you can slowly come up, you know, if it's working for you, right? It can be here, lift the lower stomach in and up, make sure you're keeping your back safe. You could reach the arms up if this feels good. You can kind of lean against the wall a little bit with the head. You can come down here again. We're gonna do the femoral nerve flossing, right? Scoop the tummy in as you exhale, and then inhale, let it go, right? Exhale, scoop, and then you let the head go down, scoop the lower tummy in and up, and then inhale, release it, and then exhale, scoop it in and up, right? And just move in and out of it like an octopus would move, right? Right, in and out, right? Inhale, good, and then exhale, lifting the lower tummy in and up, and then again, you could reach with the opposite hand back for the foot. If you could grab it, okay, you can bring this hand forward, bring the foot with you. Again, you're getting a big stretch here, bringing that crease of the hip forward. Think of using your hamstring here like you're trying to squeeze the back of your knee, and then you can twist a little bit, try to drop the shoulders. Breathe, good. Kind of wring out your spine there. Come back to center here. Good, slowly come out of it. Okay, watch out for your, always be conscious of your knees, good. And then I like to just sit with my legs in front of me for a second and just kind of shake it out for a second. Kind of rub the thighs there, make sure everything's okay. Good, you could also bend the knee, hold it, turn the foot in and out, and just get a little mobility in your ankle as well. Here my knees are kind of cracking and adjusting, good. And that's good because I kind of moved things around, opened up the hips. Okay, now to open our hips further, we're gonna do a lunge stretch on the floor here. So if you have sensitive knees, just make sure you have lots of things to pad them. You can roll your mat up, make it softer. You could get towels or anything to pad your knees. I use sweatshirts sometimes or whatever I've got with me. And we're gonna go into a lunge right here, really low. So you're gonna bring one leg forward, okay? And the other leg's gonna go back here a little bit. And you're just gonna think of opening the crease of the hip down to the floor here, right? And lifting your lower stomach in and up. So just to get this stretch in here, okay? Then what we're gonna do is turn the toes under, okay? And keep your hands on the knee here, lower stomach in and up. See if you can lift yourself up by pushing your heel back, lifting your lower stomach in and up and stretching out here, hold it. Push the armpits down, 2, 3, 2, 1, and then we'll come down. Good. See if you can come up again. Really open up the quad right through here. Feel like if you can make the glutes smile again back there. Nice smiley face back there. 3, 2, 1. And then release it down. If you have trouble with your balance, you could always have a wall out in front of you to help you, or a roller, or just, use bed, couch, whatever you need. Good. Press, hold for 3, kind of tuck it, 2, 1, good. And let's do it one more time on this side. 3, just trying to open the crease of the hip, 2, smile the glutes, 1, and then release it. And then you can sit back here and flex the front foot. Feel like there's a swing around your hips that's pulling you back this way, but your toes are getting pulled up and your heel's going out. Good, and just lean over, try to maybe on this one, stick your seat out a bit. Good, breathe. Try to get deeper and deeper. Think of that swing pulling your hips back, but your heel's going forward and your toes are coming up. That energy going around in a circle maybe. Good, and then just tuck this leg under and sit in a child's pose for a moment. And just make sure everything's okay with your back, right? Maybe just rock a little bit side to side. Good, and then we're gonna bring the other leg forward here. And we're gonna go into the lunge again. We're gonna make sure that you're opening the crease of the hip forward. What happens a lot is we kind of sit back like this, right? Especially if we're really tight. So just be conscious that you're trying to bring that hip a little bit forward as much as you can and down, right? Good, keep breathing, right? Again, you could put a roller out here in front of you to help you balance. You could be near a wall. We're gonna flip the foot, right? Inhale. Exhale, this is good work for your legs too. Lift, lower stomach in, reach the heel back, lift the lower stomach, open the crease of the hip, smile your glutes there for 3, to push the armpits to the floor, try to take it out of your shoulders, and then release down. Try to make it feel like you're floating, make it look easy when it's not. Good, press up. Good, hold for 3, shoulders down. 2, push the armpits to the waist, crease the hip, heel back, try to get a little bit more. Lower down. Good, 2 more. Press up, hold for 3, smile your glutes. 2, good. 1, and then release. And 1 more time, inhale. Exhale, keep breathing, good. Think of an octopus or a jellyfish. They're always moving, very flowing in and out. Nothing ever is settled or tight. 3, 2, 1, and come all the way down. Then we'll sit back. We'll stretch the front leg out here. Pull your toes back. Think of like a swing around your waist, pulling your hips back, and then lift your toes. Good, reach your heel, breathe. Really feel like someone's pulling your hips back to traction out some more. Reach your heel, pull your toes up. Relax your shoulders. Be conscious if you're like taking tension into the upper body. Just try to relax it out, take it out. Good, relax your jaw. Good, and then let's tuck the leg under. Good, and then just check in with your back here. Child's pose, do a couple of breaths, inhale. Exhale. Right, and try to open up the ribs here in the back like an accordion opens. Good, you can also think of the octopus moving. They just kind of move so fluidly. You know, they're just always undulating in and out. Okay, now we're gonna do something to open your piriformis and release that a little bit. So we're gonna lie on your back, good. I'm sure that everybody calls this something different, like figure 4, piriformis stretch. So it's like pigeon on your back is another one I've heard, but we're just gonna bring your ankle over your knee here, right? Okay, and then you're gonna bring the thigh to your chest, and then you're gonna reach one hand through, right? And grab your knee and the other hand over, right? And just pull your thigh to your chest and try to rotate this knee out. Like I consciously try to push the knee out a little bit, right? Like I'm trying to push something away with the knee there. Right, otherwise, you know, it'll be like this, or I'll push it down and out as much as I can, right? Good, and my external rotation on my hips is not like the strongest, I'm working on it, but, you know, so you might go way further than I do, just saying. Okay, and then let's switch sides with this one. Then you just bring the other ankle over the knee, right? You're gonna pull the thigh to your chest. This hand goes through, reach for your knee here, or right under your knee, wherever's comfortable. Other arm goes around, right? You're gonna try to lie down and just pull everything in towards your chest, and then try to rotate the knee down and out as much as you can. So you're trying to think of this spinning out this way, right? And not just kind of resting. See if you can kind of make it an active stretch by pushing that knee away from you as you pull in here. Good, take some deep breaths. Breathe into your back. Good, inhale and exhale. And I always like to do everything twice on each side. Good, I feel like once is just like a warm up. Good, and so we're gonna go back to the right knee. Good, out, good, and then just try to push it away as you pull in. Good, and breathe. You can also do this stretch sitting on a chair, and you would just cross your ankle over your knee and lean forward over it. So it's kind of a nice way too, if this feels awkward to be on your back here. Cross the ankle over the knee. Good, go through, good. Other arm over, and just pull and push your knee away. Try to actively push your knee away to open up the hip. So you're thinking of this, trying to spin out, spin out, spin out, like you're pushing the back of the knee into something, right? Breathe. Shoulders away from the ears. Trying to keep your neck loose, right? Ease in the neck, ease in the jaw. Good, and we'll come out of that. Go ahead and just rest your feet on the floor. Okay, so now we're gonna open up your hips by doing a butterfly type of stretch. We're gonna start with sitting and then go further down to the floor on our back. So we're gonna bring your feet together here and your knees out, and we're just gonna press one knee over towards the floor and then bring the other knee over to follow. And then we'll switch back and forth like this. And you can just bounce back and forth on this one. That's what I like about it, is you just go back and forth. You can move a lot. It'll really help the fascia because we're kind of getting a bouncing motion. Fascia likes to bounce and it likes tapping, like these kind of taps. So we're just going back and forth, back and forth. I always feel better when I stand up after doing this. Good, and it's just really easy on your body. Good. Just back and forth and keep breathing, okay? So we're gonna do this a few more times. Once I do it, I don't wanna stop, it's pretty fun. One more time, side to side. Good, and then we're gonna come down to the floor. And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna lie on your back, okay? And again, we're gonna take the knees out to the side here. And then the outside edges of your feet will be on the floor. Just gonna let it hang here for a moment, right? And if it feels comfortable for you, gotta keep your abs engaged, but we're just gonna lift the hips a little bit away from the floor and try to push the knees open a little bit. Make sure your back is safe though, okay? So if your lower back's not feeling great, just stay down here on the floor and think of pressing the knees out a little bit. You can also like rub in the inside of the thighs a little bit, tap. Good, that's gonna open up the fascia as well. Good, and then just press your hips up if it feels okay. Keep the tummy in, you know, you use the glutes here, open up the knees, good, and then release. And let's just do that like 4 more times. We'll lift up, good, and lower down, right? And lift up and lower down. Or you could just press the knees out and then release, right? Lift up, good, and lower down. And then if you feel like any kind of shaking coming on, you can kind of do a little shake here. Good, and breathe and just let it kind of shake a little bit. Okay, again, it's just gonna open up the fascia, and then it kind of helps the shoulders get into it too. So there might be something in your shoulder that's hanging up your hips and keeping them tight. So it's kind of, we're connected, unfortunately, and all our body parts are interconnected. So there could be something going on somewhere else that does not help your hips feel free. And then just bring the knees into the chest, good, and just fold yourself into a little ball here and rock side to side a little bit, and just make sure your lower back's feeling okay. Good, and just breathe again into your back as much as possible. Good, think happy thoughts. Good, and we'll come back up. Okay, this is one of my favorite ways to stretch my piriformis, just sitting. You can do it anywhere. You could be anywhere. You could be at a party. You could be like just anywhere. You're gonna cross your ankle over your knee, right? And just lean forward. You could be at Starbucks doing this. You could be at Pinkberry, I don't know, anywhere. Good, and just be stretching out your piriformis. Good, then think here again. Lately a lot, I'm trying to think of pushing my knee down so that I'm working my glute underneath, right? And then getting more of a stretch, right? So an active stretch, so just not letting my knee just hang out, but thinking of pressing it down to the floor. And then I like just leaning forward. Even just being here can be great too. Whatever works for you, I like that gravity can help you here and be your friend, because I've always had really tight hips. And then let's switch sides here. Good, and then just think of actively kind of pushing that knee down a little bit. Kind of feel like you're activating the external rotators of your hip a little bit. And then you can just lean forward. You don't have to grab your leg in any special way. You can just, you know, lean, breathe, try to just enjoy that stretching. Good, and then again, I like to do everything twice at least, right? Pull it over, good. Hang, good. You can think of pushing the knee down, getting a little bit more rotation there, trying to open it up even more. What can happen in this stretch a little bit is like leaning over to one hip or the other hip a lot. So just be conscious that you're trying to like even that out. Good, and push down. Wherever you feel the stretch the most is probably the right place for the stretch. You don't want to be in pain though, so any pain in joints, then back off of it. If it's just like that stretchy discomfort, then you're in the right spot, right? And then let's switch sides. Good. Good, breathing. Again, you don't want pain in your joints, no pain in the knees, no pain in the hips, and just push down. Good. If this maybe feels uncomfortable, you know, try sitting up on something higher. Like this is pretty low, this bench, but you could sit up in a higher chair. Good, or on the couch, good. While you're watching Netflix, I don't know, anywhere. You can do this anytime, right? I'm gonna watch out. I felt myself leaning over here off my right hip, so I'm gonna press my right hip down, push the knee a little bit down, see if I can get a little deeper. Good, and then relax. Good, and just sit. Great job, everyone. You've just completed 5 powerful hip opening exercises that not only stretch your hips, but also release stored trauma and tension in your body. I hope you're feeling lighter and more connected to yourself. As always, let's close with a positive affirmation. Let's close our eyes, take a deep breath, and repeat after me. I trust in my body's ability to heal and thrive. I am truly so grateful that you're here with me on this blissful body journey. Stay tuned for more healing practices, wellness tips, and workouts. I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences, so leave a comment below. Until next time, keep moving, keep healing, and stay blissful.